right, hey everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. My name is Michael, and I'm here with one of our co-founders, Nikita, and we're going to talk about our startup, wealthseed. So first, let's start with a problem. As many of you know, financial literacy in secondary schools is not that good in Ontario. And if you keep up with the news, you might have been aware of a recent mandate that is to incorporate financial literacy concepts such as financial fraud and budgeting into grade 10 math courses. However, this is not enough. I mean, there's so much more that covers financial literacy than just these two concepts. So it's a big problem. And I mean, if we look at the statistics here, only 20% of students have a basic understanding of financial literacy concepts. So that is a huge gap. And what makes matters even worse is that over half of them are avoiding learning these concepts altogether outside of school because they might be intimidated or they just don't know where to start simply. So obviously there's huge demand, and you might be wondering, do we have any competitors? And if so, what are they doing wrong? So we do have some competitors. If you look at the bottom row down here and the top or the left column, these are some less precedent competitors. These ones are mostly focused on the public sector, not really schools. And their content doesn't go very deep, so it's not very applicable to the real world. But now if we look at our section over here, these are our three main competitors. And to tell you how we differentiate from them, first we have to talk about how we measure overall value.
Yes. So looking at overall value, kind of have three metrics here. So we look at course theory, real life application, and then tools, as well as long-term impact. So when looking at course theory, kind of look at three main things. So structure, depth, and up-to-dateness, right? So when it comes to structure, we want to provide our schools with both an asynchronous and a synchronous version, just so that they have the flexibility of how to teach the course how they want to. And then we also want to kind of incorporate having videos, images, text, and quizzes to kind of let students learn the best way that they can, right? And then for course depth, so a lot of our competitors, they really just brush the surface when it comes to concepts, and they give them exercises that are very boring and simple. So we really want to go into depth and make students not have any questions once they finish the course, right? And then when it comes to up-to-dateness, we want to kind of teach students kind of the relevant topics to today's world, present the opportunities that are out there today, as well as the risks, right? Now, a really unique thing that we have is we're trying to incorporate a gamification aspect. So if you guys have ever played the game BitLife, it's like a life simulation game. But what we're trying to do is incorporate that kind of with a bank account. And pretty much we're trying to teach students how their financial decisions affect them from the age of 18 all the way up to 3 years after retirement at the age of 63. And this kind of lets them kind of get a feel for how their finances will change over their lifespan. And then throughout our course, we're also going to have a bunch of simulations for budgeting, investing, and taxes, just to get students a feel for what it's like to use these tools in real life. Then, as a separate service, we kind of want to incorporate open banking and AI as a financial guide. Essentially, with open banking, you can kind of see people's accounts, transactions, what products to use. So using this, we can kind of recommend the best types of things that fit people's needs to achieve their financial goals. One example would be if you're someone that travels a lot or you spend more money on food, we can kind of recommend you a credit card that best fits that. So now you might be wondering, how are we going to operate? So looking at our business model, initially we're going to charge per student for private schools. Then we're going to move on to sponsorships and partnerships just to make it more cost effective or maybe free for schools. And then after that, with our separate service, we are going to kind of offer affiliate recommendations with the product recommendations. That's going to give us profit there, as well as YouTube ad revenue from our course videos. So now looking at our roadmap.
So right now we're in our pilot program and validation stage. Pretty much we're talking with private schools, and we're trying to expand regionally so that we could test, validate, and improve our idea. After that, we want to go provincial, so we got to get involved with a Ministry of Education, get accepted there, and hopefully go to all schools in Ontario. After that, we believe the open banking will be ready to go for us to use. That's when we want to launch our open AI or open banking and AI product to the general public. And finally, we don't just want to be in Canada here. We want to go global. So obviously cover Canada first, but after that, moving to US and all that. So anyways, thank you so much for listening. If you guys want to connect with us after, we're happy to talk. And yeah, have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. So we